Tonight on DC News Now, an early 4th of July warning as we learned what caused a devastating apartment fire in DC.
It's tough. This is tough. This is tough.
And the heartbreak from some of the dozens of people now without a home in this grueling heat.
Hi, everyone. Still tracking a DMV first warn evening across the region. We're tracking these storms coming up.
4 Virginia beachgoers recovering from possible shark bites.
They were just jumping, and then all of a sudden they came running out.
Hear from the mother of one of the victims and how marine life experts are telling swimmers to stay vigilant in the water. And a celebrity chef comes to town. Why Gordon Ramsay made a surprise appearance in the district today.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
You're watching DC News Now at 9 o'clock. A live look right now at the nation's capital from a rooftop camera here in the Georgetown area of DC. A severe thunderstorm watch just issued for the district and surrounding areas. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan. It is a DMV first warn day. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, storms really starting to fire up right now.
Yeah, around 8:30, things started to get going west of I-81. So the timing is perfect here. We're still under that nocturnal severe weather situation. What is the latest? They just pulled the cord on that severe thunderstorm watch, and they have allowed it to expire at midnight tonight. So that's a little bit longer than I was expecting. And so we're going to be in that mode until midnight to about 1 a.m. You're going to hear a good amount of moisture that is going to run across the region. We've had this one big batch of storms. They're coming out of Charlottesville, and they continue to get stronger in nature. Let me tell you the primary threats tonight, which is super important. The atmosphere is super moist, and so it's going to drop a good amount of rain in a very short period of time. So flooding is on the table, along with straight line wind damage. I'm not seeing too much rotation in that situation, just coming out of Charlottesville, but they have issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Culpeper, multiple counties here. Let me make sure I get them all. Rappahannock, you're involved in that as well. Orange County, you will be involved until 9:15 for damaging wind gusts along with Madison. So let me show you the direction. Just this future cast is kind of this perfect forecast, just so you're fully prepared in the next hour or so. I'm calling this really the next 30 minutes. Look how it makes its way into DC. So let's slow that down just to show you. That's Prince George's County. That's Alexandria, Franconia area into I-95 corridor. The timestamp, because that is moving a little bit fast, says 10:02. So if you're across this region, you have a severe warned storm and torrential rain with flooding going to be on the table in the dark with this situation. I have more in this forecast, Chris, coming up.
Okay, Janessa, we'll see you then. Meanwhile, in this intense heat, firefighters have been busy working around the clock all across the DMV. And this morning, a massive fire broke out in Falls Church, Virginia, sending heavy flames and smoke into the air. And tonight, we're learning new details about a devastating fire in southeast DC, displacing nearly 80 people yesterday. Investigators saying these fireworks ignited that fire. The Roman candles, and they're illegal in several states, including here in DC and Maryland. This comes almost 1 week ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Meanwhile, the cleanup process begins at the Oxford Manor Apartments. That's where we find DC News Now reporter Mariel Carbone. Mariel, certainly a very tragic accident. Neighbors, they're upset as they cope now with this fallout.
Yeah, Chris, neighbors tell me they are frustrated because this fire never should have happened. People shouldn't have been setting off fireworks. And in fact, just 5 minutes ago, we heard more fireworks going off in this neighborhood. Now, tonight, windows at this apartment complex are boarded up. You can see there is fencing around the building as crews work to ensure that this area is secure tonight. As crews work around the clock to clean up and board up following a massive apartment fire, neighbors are left picking up the pieces of their lives, carrying bags full of any personal items they can salvage from inside.
I'm at a loss. No one expects something like this to happen.
And this woman who asked we not show her face says it's been difficult to process.
It's overwhelming just sitting in there trying to figure out, like, what's your next steps? What do you do?
According to fire officials, the 2-alarm fire, which displaced 76 people, was accidental and started by 2 Roman candles. DC Fire and EMS releasing these photos today.
Kids play, but to do that, maybe they got scared.
You don't know what the next door neighbor's doing or the kids out in the street are doing, which is what happened here. They're shooting Roman candles at each other.
Guy Tull and his crews with the Minkoff Company are working to secure and restore the building.
They put so much water on the roof collapsed completely on the top floor. So all the water trickled down into all apartments, soaked everything, the drywall's falling off the ceilings.
Tull says it could take a year and a half or more to fully renovate the building. He's now stressing the importance of renters insurance.
You know, it's their home, so they got to start over. It's terrible.
It's tough. This is tough.
And we know the Red Cross, as well as multiple DC agencies, are helping those people who are displaced. Chris, at this point, it's unclear if anybody will be charged for starting the fire or for setting off those illegal fireworks. Reporting in Southeast tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Certainly feeling for all those people tonight. Marielle, thanks. Meanwhile, also developing tonight is that huge apartment fire in West Falls Church, Virginia. Crews spent the morning battling flames as they tore through the Hollywood Road complex around 9:30 a.m. No word yet on how this fire started. Investigators, though, say there were no injuries reported. And fighting fires, of course, can be really difficult and dangerous with these soaring temperatures. The job just becomes more challenging. Our Max Marcilla joining us live tonight from Woodbridge outside the OWL Volunteer Fire Department. So, Max, what has the last week been like for that fire crew?
Well, Chris, they say they've gotten a number of calls because of the heat for heat-related illnesses and other things of that sort. They also say that there are some instances where there's an increased fire risk, and all the while, this team of volunteers has to make sure not only do they continue taking care of the community, but really in order to do so, they need to make sure they take care of themselves during this heat. When the weather is hot, we all try and do the same thing. Take off layers and go where it's cool. These volunteer firefighters and many others who serve the DMV do quite literally the opposite.
You're just focused on the mission?
Since the heat wave started, what kind of things have you seen? What kind of calls have you been taking?
Well, whenever the heat goes up, then we have increased calls on our vulnerable people in our community, elderly people, people that are unhomed, people with extensive medical problems like asthma.
Occoquan Woodbridge Lorton Volunteer Fire Public Information Officer Rebecca Barnes says the department has to stay hydrated and take frequent breaks to check their vitals, not out of the ordinary, but only more important during the heat.
We do need to check on each other during these times.
On another 95-plus degree day last week, DC firefighters were sure to take a hydration break, getting some help in the form of ice-cold water from neighbors as they put out a blaze.
Grabbed my dog and my stuff and just ran on out here.
And a 2-alarm fire earlier Wednesday at a West Falls Church area apartment complex, the latest example of those running toward the heat when the heat already surrounds us.
It's designed to keep the fire off of you, but it doesn't mean it doesn't get hot. So it really is important for people to hydrate as often as possible, especially when they're responding to a fire.
And 2 fire risks Rebecca Barnes says they see during this time. The first is something we can't control, that is the heat and the dry conditions. The other is something we can control. She says when it gets hot like this, we have a tendency to crank our air conditioning and our cooling systems all the way up. Here's the thing. She says doing so, especially with older units, can cause electrical fire. So she encourages everyone, check your cooling systems, your electrical systems, also your smoke detectors to make sure you don't have to see any of them during this heat wave. Reporting live in Woodbridge, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Yeah, some great reminders there, Max. Thanks. Well, the heat our team has been tracking for more than a week now is causing more medical emergencies all across the Commonwealth. Department of Health data shows almost 100 Virginians went to the emergency room on Saturday alone when temperatures were the highest. Health officials say there are 3 stages of heat illness after dehydration. The first is heat cramps, which includes heavy sweating and muscle spasms. The next is heat exhaustion. This can look like a cold, clammy skin, fast and weak pulse, nausea and dizziness. The last is heat stroke, which requires immediate medical attention. Often the person will have a high body temperature, confusion, and a loss of consciousness. VDH saying that's important to stay vigilant and aware all summer long.
During this prolonged heat that we're experiencing, it tends to stay hot even in the evenings and nighttime. So don't be fooled that the temperatures will go down. It's still dangerous even in the evenings.
The department urging people drink lots of water, stay indoors as much as you can, and dress for the heat and not exercising outside. For more information about the heat and more tips on how to beat the heat, just scan the QR code that goes directly to dcnewsnow.com. You can keep track of all the extreme heat and latest temperatures by clicking DMV Extreme Heat under the Weather tab. All new tonight at 9 o'clock, a Montgomery County man involved in a shooting outside a Silver Spring restaurant here has now been sentenced to 55 years in prison. This surveillance video from last July shows a fight breaking out outside the Sol d'Italia restaurant. Police said the fight escalated with Michael Boyd Jr. pointing a gun at several people. 4 people were shot, including Boyd. A 5th person was injured by bullet fragments. In court, the jury found Boyd intended to cause fear and used a gun to do so. In Prince George's County, dates have now been set for a special election to replace former at-large council member Mel Franklin. You'll recall Franklin was charged in connection to a campaign theft scheme last week. The council says a special primary will take place August 6th, followed by a special general election on November 5th. Anyone interested in becoming a candidate has until next Friday, that's July 5th, to apply. Well, tonight, another twist in the investigation into sexual harassment allegations against a former D.C. deputy mayor. D.C. News Now's Daniel Hamburg tells us why the attorney general is now threatening legal action against the mayor's office.
As we know, last month's report from Arnold and Porter found that Falchicchio sexually harassed 3 staff members. Today, we learned there have been multiple criminal referrals made, but there has been a back and forth between the mayor's office of legal counsel and D.C.'s attorney general. The Mayor's Office of Legal Counsel, or MOLC, substantiated claims of sexual harassment against John Falchicchio about a year ago. The office is in possession of more than 300,000 documents. In a letter obtained by DC News Now dated June 14th, DC's Attorney General threatened legal action if all materials were not given to him to investigate potential criminal charges.
You don't get to come in and demand things when you have no authority, no subpoena, anything.
It strikes me as you're hiding something.
I offered it to them. How can I hide something I offered?
In Wednesday's hearing, MOLC Deputy Director Vanessa Natali claimed they offered limited documents to what she believed was relevant to the criminal referral, but it wasn't taken. But after prodding from Councilmember Brianne Nadeau, Natali did pledge to send those limited documents, which she did Wednesday afternoon. In the hearing, it was also revealed MOLC still has Falchicchio's government phone and computer, something Natali said was not needed at the time of MOLC's investigation because of other evidence they had.
It is my sincere hope that a law enforcement agency takes possession of those so they can determine whether or not any criminal activity has occurred that we are not already aware of.
Law enforcement was never consulted about his personal devices, which independent investigators said should have happened.
I am feeling more hopeful that we can make some changes to the mayor's policy to better protect employees and better streamline a process should this happen again.
Today's hearing will inform upcoming legislation being brought by Nadeau and Councilmember Anita Bonds. Nadeau is seeking to have a permanent bill so that any allegations of sexual harassment against a member of the executive branch and mayoral appointees will automatically trigger an independent investigation. At the Wilson Building, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, on the move tonight at 9, a welcome update for some Red Line Metro riders. The Tacoma station will reopen Friday morning at 5. That's actually 2 days ahead of schedule. Station has been closed since June 1st for upgrades. Now, some of the improvements include easier to read information displays, new rail ties for a smoother ride, fresh signage paint, and also sidewalk repairs.